Am I live? I think I'm live. We're live. We're actually sitting here, and we're in the downstairs bedroom, and we're just sitting in the bed. But we ain't naked though, so don't be getting no freaky thoughts in your mind or nothing. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I thought that I would go live for half a second to share a thought. I have a thought. I have lots of thoughts. That's what professors do. We make our money by thinking, so I like to think a lot. And you don't even know I'm talking about this, do you, babe? But here's I had a thought about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh.
And Tekashi 6ix9ine is this rapper who has been like snitching on everybody, like everyone. I'm expecting my name to come up at any point. I want to spill some ketchup on my shirt, so maybe that'll make me a 9 Trey blood too, along with Cardi B and everybody else. Anyway, has anybody else seen the case of Tekashi 6ix9ine? It's been kind of crazy. This dude is he used to be the biggest rapper in the world a year and a half ago, and now he's like the biggest snitch in the world. So he's like, he'll literally be remembered for the next 50 years as being like the greatest snitch in the history of all snitching. Like, like he literally will be like literally in the year 2080, they will be talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I really believe that.
What is he thinking? Like, is anybody like?
Well, I think he's thinking he's got 47 years in prison over his head, and he wants to see his daughter again. You know, so that's what it is. So somebody's Power Tommy killed Angela Valdez. I don't get that. I don't know who Tommy is or Angela Valdez. That part I don't know. Anyway, so here's what I was thinking about, right? A couple of thoughts that came to mind. First of all, I don't know if any of y'all saw when Tekashi was on the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne and DJ Envy and Angela Yee were warning him, you know, about this. Like, they were like, you're getting into a lifestyle that is very dangerous. You're setting an example for young people. This isn't going to be good for you. This is a problem. And he didn't really want to hear that because money and power is very intoxicating, and can make you think you can't be touched. It can make you think it's always going to be good. And he kept saying, I think he was telling Charlamagne, where's the loss in the charts? Where's the loss in the charts? And that's where he messed up, you know, because these guys don't have good mentors. They don't have fathers a lot of time, other than maybe, you know, gang leaders or whatever who step into that role. And he couldn't see nothing but the money and the power. And the other way money and power becomes intoxicating, though, is not just with Tekashi himself, but also, but also with the people that trusted him. You know, there's a lot of people there who. Somebody said, Jason said Tekashi snitching on everybody so he can get 45 years instead of 46.
That might be true too.
No, I think they'll give him like 5 to 10. They'll give him.
Of course, he's being dramatic, but
right,
know.
He'll be reduced to a Bobby Shmurda status. That's another rapper that they sent up the river. That's the thing. These record labels give zero fucks about these young kids when they go away to prison. They'll be like, we want you to rap about guns and drugs and raping and killing and stabbing. And then when the thing is that's so stupid is they're literally giving evidence to the police. Like, they are playing his video in the courtroom so he can identify who the gang members are. Like, it's like really. But so we got to be like the dumbest people in the world when you're going to go killing people and rap about it. Like, you don't, if you kill somebody, if I ever murder somebody, I will not be making a song about it. I will not be doing a podcast about it. Like, that will not happen. You will not hear me rapping about murdering anybody. I will only rap about being innocent. So anyway, the other thing that's interesting is, you know, I'm watching this kind of go down is I'm thinking about, you know, just trust, you know, because it relates to all of us, like in terms of doing business and stuff like that. And, you know, money and power, as I mentioned earlier, money and power are very intoxicating. So a lot of the people that trusted Tekashi with secrets and everything else probably trusted him because he was famous, because he was powerful, because he had a lot of money. And so the same way he got seduced into a certain style of music because, you know, it gave him the fame and fortune he never had. Because his music changed. He started off doing like rock and roll based hip hop, and then he found that he found the gangster shit was really what was going to sell. So he kind of basically just repeated Suge Knight. All this was a repetition, just a repeating of Death Row Records. That's all this was, and because that's how the white man sucks us in and gets us locked up for life. And so, you know, but he got intoxicated by it, but also the people that trusted him were intoxicated by the fact that he was famous and rich and everything else. So everybody want to be next to a rich rich and famous person, and I've seen that. I've seen people that want to get next to me and don't even know me, or you see some woman that wants to get close to you. I'm like, you don't even know what kind of man I am. Like, you should judge people on, who they are, not how much power they have, but that's what we do. Right. And then the other thing is, I think, the thing that's interesting is when you talk about him snitching and him just telling everybody secrets and not respecting the code, not giving a shit. It kind of makes you think about, like, even in business, loyalty is really important. Loyalty matters because people that are close to you, can make your life. Usually, my father used to say a long time ago, my father, he's like a black Robert De Niro. He's kind of a gangster type. My father's a very strong man. I have a lot of respect for him. And he used to say to me, he said, keep your enemies close and your friends closer. And I said, wait, didn't you get it wrong? I thought in The Godfather they said keep your friends close and your enemies closer. He said, no, you keep your friends close because your friends are the ones who do you. Like when they come get you, it's your friends that come get you. They going to come get you with the enemy because you're ready for the enemy. And I remember watching this story about this guy who was in the mob, and he went off like in public. He did something you just don't do. He cussed out the boss, the mob boss, in front of everybody. And so the mob boss was arguing with him at first because people who care about you will argue with you. And he cared about the kid. He wanted him to like stand down. And then when he cussed him out and like dissed him in front of everybody, the guy just stopped talking and he just walked away. And that's when he knew he was dead, because when people just stop talking, that's when they know, okay, there's nothing I can do now. Now I'm going to have to kill you. And so he walked away, and the dude knew he was going to die. So he was really scared, really nervous. And he hid in his apartment for like 2 weeks. He didn't go outside, didn't let nobody in, nothing. Well, one day, two of his best friends came by, and they were like, hey, it's us, let us in. And his friends came in, and his friend was like, hey, you got anything to drink in the refrigerator? And he's like, yeah, let me. And he went to the fridge and he got a beer. And when he went to go get the beer, his friend shot him in the back of the head. And so it's your friends that come get you. And one thing that I can say for sure, and I've learned this the hard way actually, is that, you shouldn't let people around you if it's a person who tells all the secrets of people they used to rock with. Like if they used to be really close to somebody and now they're just like disrespecting the friendship, disrespecting the relationship, give zero fucks about the person, bashing them all they can. You got to be really careful because they're going to do that to you. Like anybody who goes and review, like I'll tell you, I have a lot of people I've worked with very closely that I'm not friends with anymore, but you don't hear me doing a laundry list, like showing text messages that I had from that person or revealing emails. Like if I did all of that, I'd have a lot of shit I could tell, but I just don't do that because
no, you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because you realize that that's not just a reflection on them, it's a reflection on you. It's a reflection that you are a snitch, that as soon as you get mad at somebody, you're going to violate every code that ever existed because you give no shit. So codes are not something that are held on to conditionally. It's easy to stick with the code when it's convenient. The reason codes matter is when it's inconvenient. That's the measuring stick. Can you stand the rain? Because everybody likes sunny days, but can you stick with the code when it's not convenient, when you're harming yourself? And the most loyal people I know are people who, stick with the code, who'll be like, you know what? This didn't go right. I'm not going to fuck with him, but that's all you need to know. Right. And they leave it at that. I told you about that one lady. Mm-hmm. This is before I started dating you, babe. And I told you about that one lady I was checking out. Right. I always, before I would get close to a woman, I always kind of look at her from a distance and see how she carries herself and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this lady, she was so pretty, so gorgeous. And I saw her on social media and I would just kind of, see, you know how people do. And one day she just went and she had an ex and she just went off and like told all his business to the world and like was bashing the shit out of him and was telling every secret imaginable to anybody who would read her Facebook page. I said, ain't no fucking way I'm gonna ever talk to that woman, because you don't want to be around somebody like that. You don't get close to people who just completely abandon commitments that they've made or loyalty that they claim to have in the past. Like people like that are bad news, because eventually they're gonna do that to you. Eventually they're gonna come back and and go off on you, and next thing you know, they'll be telling your shit. So I think with Tekashi, I think that the people that let him close, he made a mistake for sure, but they made a mistake by letting him get close just because he's rich and famous. Remember, he was still a 20-year-old kid. He just happened to have like rainbow colored hair and videos that were getting 100 million views. But He was still, some dude. He was still Daniel Hernandez. It's funny. He went from being Tekashi 6ix9ine to being Mr. Daniel Hernandez. That's Hernan. Like, he's spelling his name. He sounds so proper and appropriate. It's so hilarious. Yeah. So it's like I'm watching this, and I think there's like lessons about life everywhere. And in finance, we actually had a concept called moral hazard, and that's what that relates to. Moral hazard is basically where you give away power when you give away secrets and access and information. So people that you let get close to you, you got to be really careful, because you're making yourself vulnerable to those people, and you got to make sure that these are people that are not going to come back and harm you. And I only know I know these things also because I've made that mistake. I've had people very close to me come back to really, like, literally stab me from the inside out. And it just happens. Like, you can't avoid it, sometimes. But especially when you become a big target. Like, if people can get a lot of points by using your name or taking you down, then sometimes people will do that. But, you'd be amazed how many disasters I avoided by saying, nope, keep them over there. Nope, I don't want to get, nope, you keep your... you're cute. You got a big butt and a smile. Good for you. You stay over there. I ain't going nowhere near you. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day. And I hope you guys are coming to the convention. It's next weekend. It's allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Feel free to go there. Let me see here. I always rock with Boyce. He doesn't bash Nigerians like others do. Oh, man, I have tremendous respect for Nigerian culture.
You bash Nigerians?
No, I don't. I never bash Nigerians. No, I admire Nigerian culture. I told y'all that lady wrote the book where she said Nigerian culture is the leading or the best culture on earth. Like the most, I think she said like the highest quality culture, because she said it was three things. It was a commitment to education, a sense of superiority, like feeling good about who you are.
They do.
And also a commitment to delayed gratification, which basically means thinking like an investor. All an investor is somebody who will sacrifice today so they can have more tomorrow, right?
And they do take things. They don't take things for granted because they had that terrible civil war.
Yeah. We know Nigeria, and we know Nigeria ain't perfect either, right? Because they got that, that corruption. Y'all got to fix that corruption in Nigeria. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But it's because of white people, the invaders,
There you go. Yeah, let's blame it on white people. That's always.
I think so. You just look at the history. I did the whole history of Africa, the audiobook. It was really fascinating.
We need to go through that audiobook together.
I still have it on my phone. I'll show it to you. But it is.
We should do that.
It's from antiquity all the way up to current day stuff. Very fascinating.
On those 1,000-mile runs you made me go on. Those damn long ass death marches.
But I kind of understood a lot of the problems in Africa, the continent of Africa, came from, imperialism.
Interesting.
That was my big takeaway.
Well, Africa isn't even called Africa. There's another name for it. I had to go look it up.
What, Africanus or something?
No, it's not even. No, there's like I think there was some white dude named Africa something or whatever. They named it after him. I got to really look it up. Maybe y'all can tell me. I should know this, but really, yeah, I'm going to go look it up because in fact, I might start not calling it Africa anymore.
Well, I think he talks about it in the audiobook. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. By the way, Tierra KJ Williams came by. Hello, Tierra, and hello, Jake from the South Side. Good to see you. All right, everybody. You guys are invited, says Lori. Invited to, visit African Redemptive Struggle Museum here in Charleston, South Carolina. Yes, we should go. Will we be getting the VIP treatment that comes with the caviar and the foot and the foot rubs? Trey J, it will be hard for 69 to put in the WPB with all those face tattoos. WPB, I don't know what WPB is. I'm sorry, man. Jerry White, Nigeria was named by white colonizers. That's why a part of it. They had the Civil War. That's so true.
I got that book, White Faces and Black Faces and White Spaces. I got the audiobook.
Yeah, my boy.
Black Faces and White
Dr.
Spaces.
Randall Pinkett.
Yeah, he was really nice, and I bought his audiobook.
Oh, he's great. He's so smart. Yeah, Lori says we will get the VIP treatment that comes with the caviar and the foot robes.
All right. Hold her to that one.
All right, guys. I'm going to go take my nap. See you guys. Oh, witness protection. Yeah, they're going to have to... He's going to have to get facial surgery because it ain't like he can
look
blend
at his
in.
face, boy.
That motherfucker can't blend in for shit.
You know what? It would be easy. All they got to do is just shave his head and just make get rid of those tattoos.
Yeah.
He would look like a whole different person.
Well,
Nobody would recognize
That's so true.
him.
Like, people wouldn't
He'd
recognize
just be a
him
regular,
because the
normal
tattoos are gone.
person. We wouldn't know.
And then he would have to move. He'd have to go to Mars. When Elon Musk takes the first colonizers to Mars, they need to take him because he can't hide nowhere. That's so crazy. Like, he went in so hard. Like,
Yeah.
like when you get face tattoos, that's like saying I'm committed to this life. Like, I'm keeping it 1,000 with this
He just
life.
wasn't. Here it is, the African Experience.
We should listen to that.
From Lucy to, I don't want to play it. From Lucy to.
Kay says he just moved to Alaska or Iceland. That is so true. Asha Castleberry. Hello, Asha. Asha, can you please send me a Facebook message? I really want you on my podcast because I'd love to hear your perspective on the Iranian, U.S.-Iran tensions and how the Iranians attacked the Saudi oil fields and what that means in terms of our odds of going to war. I just want to know. Yeah, you didn't know that?
Is she a political analyst?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Asha served her country bravely. She is she has served many years in the military. Asha was part of the group we went to China. Well, you didn't go to China. It was 2005, 2006, and she was a student at the time. She was undergrad. I was a young faculty member, and I met Asha and Kyla, and we had so much fun running around China. Bunch of black people just
kicking it in China.
Yeah.
Cool.
Silas says, please accept my friend request, please. Sure, I'll accept your friend request. I got a little space. I leave a little space, and then I have people.
I thought you were full. Did somebody?
Well, I am full,
you,
but I tend to have people that get pissed off and then they unfriend me, which is great because then I can let people in who want to be there. So Silas, you will be allowed in next. All right, see you guys later. Talk to you soon. All right, bye.